Next on our list, we want to create some audio files to be used inside of our project. There's several different free audio generators that we can use. They create good just mock-up audio for us to work with. One of the ones that we're going to use is going to be from Dr. Peters. And we'll pull this up. We can see the program file here. And if you want to grab up the program, we can see it's going to be at http://drpeter.se. And he's got a fun little audio generator as well as some additional nice projects that he's working on for Pixelogic. So you might take a spin by, peek at the website, and see some of the work that he's actually done. On this one, if we choose on the projects and we choose on the SFXR, then we can go down to the bottom and we find our download for it. So go ahead and download that and then run that file, and then we can create some audio files. So on this one, it's a pretty straightforward program. We're simply using a generator to generate some basic preset options in here, or we can go in and actually adjust each one of these front to back and create our own original file. We also have our wave types at the top and our volume option right in here. Once you get what you want, you simply click on the play sound. It'll play the sound. You can generate quick random sounds by simply clicking on it. So each one of these creates a different sound. Once you get the sound, modify it the way you want to modify it. Then we can export it out as a .wav file and then load that up into Unity. So we're going to create a couple of sounds. We're going to create a laser shooting. That sounds like a good one there. So we'll export .wav. And we'll save this just to our desktop and drag it into Unity. We'll call this our laser. And then let's create another one. We'll do an explosion one. There we go. There's a good explosion. We'll do the export for our explosion. We'll save that one out. And we've got a shooting, we've got an explosion. Do we need anything else for this one? We could always come back if we need it. We do have a hit and a hurt. That sounds like a good hit. That way if we give something additional health, we can always take it down one by one. Alright, I think that's going to do it for us. We'll go ahead and close this one out. A lot of fun to play with, a great way to just capture quick mock-up assets and then have them for use inside your project. You can always just replace them if you want, or if you're making a neat little 8-bit type game, you can always just use those sound effects. So we'll go ahead and close this one out. Go back to our projects, and this time instead of actually creating something, we're going to import in the assets that we created. So we're just going to right click here. We're going to go down to our import new asset. And on this one we're going to go just to our desktop where we've stored it. And we're going to select on the file. Now you'll notice that we can't multi-select here. It's a single select. So if we select it, import it, it's one at a time. Now we could also just move this over a little bit. And we see that we've got our files right here. We can simply just drag those files onto our project. And that just loads them up inside of Unity and stores them in our project folder. Okay, so we've got audio files in here. We can preview them over here if we want to. We've got our material files in here. We've got our prefabs, and we've got our scripts ready for action. So at this point we have the majority of the assets that we need. We may find something along the way that we've got to create, but for right now we're looking pretty good. So our next step is to really start looking at each individual part of this game, the player by itself, the asteroids, and start actually putting some life to these things. Start making them move around, start making them function and do what we want them to do. And we'll make that happen next.